Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your love reading for March 2018. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. Okay, so I've already shuffled the decks focusing on your energy. This is for confirmation. But first, let's get you 9 cards from this deck. This is a love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for March 2018. The first card you have is the 10 of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius. The Queen of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for March 2018. The 7 of Coins. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius for March. The High Priestess. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius. The Devil. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius. The 5 of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius. The 10 of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius. The Star. Love reading for the sign of Sagittarius. And the Lovers. Okay, what's the most important message that Sagittarius needs to hear for March 2018? And you have the 4 of Coins. So this card can represent very kind of fear-based energy of really wanting to hold on to a relationship, not out of love, but sometimes out of fear. This can be a really stubborn energy. We'll come back to it to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. For now, let's focus on the first 3 cards. And you have the 10 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the 7 of Coins. So you do have a court card here right in the middle, and it is an air sign. So this would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. Now it could be that some of you are contemplating a relationship with this air sign because you do have the 10 of Cups. It is your first card, so this could be marriage. It can be love. This just represents a very happy energy. This is your happily ever after. So I feel like for some of you, you may be contemplating a relationship with this air sign, but I also get, because you have this card, that some of you may be in love with an air sign or someone in that energy. They do not have to be an air sign, but I feel like you're in love with someone where either you or the other person is trying to figure things out. You have the 7 of Coins, and usually with this card and this energy, you don't really know. You're trying to figure things out. This is someone who's like weighing the pros and cons of either being in the relationship with this air sign, or maybe someone is weighing the pros and cons of being in the relationship with you. But I feel like here somebody feels they have met their life partner or soulmate. They're happily ever after. They feel they've already connected with that person, but this card is telling me that someone hasn't quite made up their mind. Somebody is going back and forth. Maybe even, you know, maybe there could even be more than one partner. There's been a lot of private readings about being interested in someone even though they're already in a relationship. You're in a relationship, they're in a relationship. This is the ultimate card of let me think about it and let me weigh my options. I just feel somebody's weighing their options, but somebody also has already kind of find their happiness with someone. And it could be that, you know, you're being really stubborn to where, you know, you're not going to lose this person. You're not going to give this person to someone else. Okay, let's look at the next row. So interesting, you have the High Priestess, the Devil, the 5 of Cups. So there are a lot of signs for you here. You have the High Priestess, which does represent intuition, signs, synchronicities, just, you know, feeling a strong kind of intuitive pull towards someone. Like you just know, you know that somebody is meant to play a huge part in your life, or you know that you belong with someone. Yet I feel that, you know, someone may not be feeling the same way that you do. That's, you know, a really strong message that I get from these 2 cards. It also ties in with this energy where you may feel like, you know, I have found the one, but the one is kind of like, well, give me a minute to try to figure it out. Because you have this energy here, and the Devil does represent something unhealthy going on in your love life, to where maybe, you know, like I said, you feel that you have met the one, your life partner or soulmate, whatever you want to call them. But there's something going on with them where, you know, they may not be in the right energy to be with you. They may not know. The Devil can represent someone being really pessimistic, or maybe that person's already in another relationship. Maybe they're in an unhealthy relationship. I just feel like you have to be careful because you do have the Five of Cups, which is, you know, a card of being really crushed and disappointed. It is a card of sadness and tears and just kind of really feeling devastated that something didn't work out. I feel like they're asking you to use your intuition around relationships where there's something, you definitely know there's something off. It could be that somebody's married. It could be that someone is already involved with someone else. And, you know, as I said up here, I mean, this was telling me that somebody is thinking very carefully if they want to be with you, or it could even be you. This is a general reading. It could be you that's trying to figure things out. So maybe you're already involved, or maybe you're already married. And I feel like here somebody could be hurt. I feel like there are a lot of signs with the High Priestess telling you, you know, this is the way things need to be. But just kind of going back to the main energy, I feel like somebody maybe doesn't want to hear that. Somebody is just like, you know, this is what I want, or this is who I want, and I'm not going to change my mind. So the possibility of somebody being hurt here, there's some harsh energy. I don't know. I feel like somebody's either waiting for someone to come around and you know you want them, or you're waiting for someone to choose you. I feel like you have to be careful that you're not hurt, because there's kind of very unhealthy energy here. If someone is involved with someone else already, I feel like you have to be careful that you don't end up being hurt in the process. Okay, so the last three cards are the Ten of Swords, the Star, and the Lovers. So the Ten of Swords, you know, is this energy of just move on already. It's time to move on. You've already been through enough. You've been through the worst. And I feel like you are moving on. You are moving on in some way. Some of you could be moving on from an unhealthy relationship. I mean, I do see that here. And you're getting exactly what you want. You have the Star, which is a major arcana, and it does represent your hopes and wishes. You are getting exactly what you want if you move on. You also have the Lovers. A significant relationship awaits. This is either marriage, or this is a very significant committed relationship that will play a huge part in your life. You know, it's hard to tell in a general reading. You would need a private reading for your situation, but based on what I see here, and I'm going to pull a lot more cards, you know, I just feel like there's something going on where, like, somebody's trying to decide between partners, or they're trying to decide if they want to work things out, and maybe you're having to be really patient. But I also feel like somebody already knows, like, yes, this is the one. I don't need any time to figure anything out. I already know, which could be an air sign. But they're saying use your intuition, because there's a possibility of somebody being hurt here, disappointed, and maybe the choice that somebody makes, there's the potential here for some negativity or something unhealthy going on in a relationship maybe that you're involved in. For those where you know, you're watching because maybe you're thinking, should I just let them go? I see you letting them go here with the Ten of Swords, which usually does mean that, you know, it's safe for you to move on. It's time to move on. If you can move away from a negative relationship or a harsh relationship, you will get exactly the kind of person that you have been hoping for with the Star. And again, a significant and very committed relationship awaits you with the Lovers. Okay, so let's get a few more cards from the same deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius? You have the Six of Swords. Messages for the sign of Sagittarius. The Page of Coins. What other messages are there for Sagittarius for March 2018? The Page of Wands. Okay, so just kind of noticing here that you've got two pages side by side. Page of Wands, Page of Coins. And to me, the pages do represent communication. So for some of you, if you've been hoping to hear from someone from the past, maybe an ex or someone you've been thinking of, I see the communication here. And it also came out with the Six of Swords, which means that you're moving on to something much healthier, you know, and you definitely need that with this energy of the Devil right in the middle of the reading. So maybe there was, you know, really devastating breakup, or something really unhealthy happened in that relationship. This means that you're moving away from that into something much calmer, and this could be because of some communication that comes through. But for those, you know, where this is not an ex, maybe this is someone that you're still involved with, I feel like there has to be a lot of communication, because there can be something that throws off your relationship. And I see it here, and I see it here in the Five of Cups. There has to be communication with your partner, because I just, you know, what I see here, I feel like somebody is really taking their time to decide. Hard to tell in a general reading whether somebody's trying to decide if they want to be with you, or maybe you're trying to decide if you want to forgive someone or if you want someone in your life. There has to be a lot of communication for things to move in a much healthier direction, because based on what I see here, something's not healthy, something's definitely off. But genuinely, I mean, the Page of Coins does mean that there's a lot for you to see here. The Page of Coins means that you have a lot to learn from your partner, your relationship with them, maybe even what you want in a partner. This is the time for you to study your love life and what's going on and what has been going on, which also ties in with the Seven of Coins, taking inventory. I feel like if you look carefully at your love life, you are moving into a much better place, a much better phase, and there will be much more, you know, love and excitement with the Page of Wands. This represents communication, but it also represents just, you know, excitement when it comes to love. A lot of movement in your love life. So I feel like for those of you where you're not seeing movement, maybe you're stuck in a rut in your relationship or in your love life, there's a need to look very carefully, like, why am I stuck? Again, you know, with this being here, it could be that you're disappointed in a past relationship. It could be there's something very unhealthy when it comes to the people that you're meeting. There's a need to really look at this carefully and learn from it, because I see things moving in a much healthier direction in your love life with the Six of Swords here. Okay, so let's get some more confirmation from the second deck. Now, let's see. What other messages are there for the sign of Sagittarius for March 2018? You have the World. Messages for the sign of Sagittarius. Six of Swords, so you have a repeating message here. Messages for Sagittarius. The Four of Coins, also a repeating message. What's the most important message that Sagittarius needs to hear for March 2018? The Ten of Coins. So March is a time where you should be looking for stability when it comes to relationships, but it's also a time where you should be looking for a significant relationship. That's probably why you have the Lovers down here. You should have your eye on the prize, and that prize should be a long-term relationship, if not your life partner. Here, this is a time possibly of marriage, or just kind of being on the road to meeting you know, your life partner. Now, let's look at these three cards. So you have the World. It's time for things to change. I mean, the World, usually this represents a new cycle in your love life, and I feel like for many of you, because there's a lot of energy of movement here, you're moving on from something, or maybe you're moving on from someone, or maybe you're moving on from a unhealthy cycle in your marriage or in your relationship. It's time to move on, and the World is telling me that in the month of March you can open an entirely new phase in your love life. It's an entirely, like, you know, new experience for you, but you have to close the, you know, the door on that old cycle in your relationship or in your marriage. If you can, you know, put an end to this cycle in your love life, you can move on. I mean, you have a repeating energy here. The Six of Swords, same card, different deck. So a strong energy of you moving on to something much better. This is you leaving your troubles behind. This is leaving something really negative behind, which is probably this. Maybe something that had been dragging your relationship or your marriage down. That had been making you very unhappy. Strong message here that there's a chance for you in the month of March to finally put this behind you, you know, and there's just movement in your love life in some way. You also have another repeating card, the Four of Pentacles. This is resisting change, so it's kind of like opposite energies. You have the ability to finally move on from something that had really been dragging you down in your love life, whether it's, you know, a partner that had been cheating, or just a lot of negativity, or a lot of arguing, maybe being with the wrong people. This was a repeating card, so there is a strong energy of you moving on to something much healthier, but there's also a strong energy of you choosing to stay exactly where you are, even if you're suffering. So I feel like that's going to be a very personal choice for you. Remember that there's a strong message that, sorry, I should have put it here, that you are, you know, you should be looking for a committed relationship. The Ten of Pentacles, this is marriage, this is possibly children, this is a sense of stability. Actually, it's this card that goes here. So just looking at these cards, I just feel like there's something a little strange going on with Sagittarius in March. For some of you, you could be, you know, waiting for a partner to come around. You could be waiting for a partner to make a decision. Where I know, I still get the feeling here from these first 3 cards where somebody feels like, you know, I have found the one. There's nothing to think about here. But yet somebody's thinking, which is probably your partner, which could be an air sign. Somebody's thinking very carefully of should I or shouldn't I, and kind of comparing, maybe comparing partners. It could be if there's someone else in the picture. Strong energy of somebody being unhappy and something kind of unhealthy in a relationship where, you know, there is a message to wake up and pay attention to the signs. And March should also be a time where you're moving on from anything where you have been down with the Ten of Swords. Usually with the Ten of Swords, you've hit rock bottom. You've been in a really low place. It's time for your hopes and wishes to manifest. It is time for a committed relationship. It's time to heal things to be in this relationship. Again, 2 pages over here. Strong energy of communication. So for some of you, you could be hearing from someone from the past, or you're reaching out to someone from the past. The 6 of Swords also repeated itself in this reading. So strong energy of moving away from this. Hurtful energy. Disappointments with the 5 of Cups. Tears. You're moving away from that. And I feel like, you know, you could be, you know, waiting for someone to make a decision. But I feel like if you are, for many of you, I mean, there's just a strong energy here of committed relationships. So for many of you, things are working out. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a continuation of this reading, and sometimes online you get kind of charged extra for these readings. I'm just going to continue in the same video. What I'm going to do is I've done a reading for you, and I'm going to do another one, but I'm also going to do a reading for your partner using a different deck, and we're going to put the 2 readings side by side so we can see if you and your partner are on the same page, see if you want the same things. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to get your cards first. I'm using this deck. And if you want to know what decks I'm using, you can just go to my website, and I have them listed on the updates page. Okay, show me the energies around Sagittarius for March 2018. You have the 2 of Cups. Energies around Sagittarius for March. The 3 of Swords. Show me the energies around Sagittarius for March 2018. We have the High Priestess again. Energies around Sagittarius for March. And the 10 of Pentacles again. Okay, now let me get a few cards for your partner. And I'm going to use this deck. Show me the energies around Sagittarius's love partner or significant other. You have the Wheel. Show me the energies around Sagittarius's partner. The 4 of Swords. Show me the energies around Sagittarius's partner. The Moon. Show me the energies around Sagittarius's love partner. Justice. Okay, I'm also going to get a main energy card for both of you from this deck, and this is all major arcana. What is the main energy around Sagittarius for March? You have the Sun. Put that there. What's the main energy around Sagittarius's partner for March? They get Justice. Wow, they have Justice 2 times. They have it here, and then it's one of the cards that I pulled for them here. Interesting. I don't think I've had that happen yet with any of the signs, and I'm almost done. Okay, so let's look at you first. You have the 2 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, the High Priestess, and the 10 of Pentacles. Kind of interesting that in this reading you start off with the 2 of Cups. You know, relationship. This is a soulmate card. Really feeling a strong bond with someone. And in the first reading that I did for you, you started off with the 10 of Cups. You know, which I felt when I saw it that you have found the person that you want to be with. I just feel like there's someone else that's kind of dragging things out. You started off with the 10 of Cups. Now, and here it is. I still have them right here. The 10 of Cups. This was your first card. Now you have the 2 of Cups. Soulmate energy. Yet, you know, there is, you know, a really kind of painful energy here. The 3 of Swords. Now, because it is shown up here, and keep in mind this is a continuation of the reading, so it gives us a little bit more insight. It's kind of narrowing down the message just a little bit more for those of you that are sticking around. I mean, seeing the High Priestess here, which also came up in the other part of the reading, it could very well be that some of you are thinking of moving away from a partner. I mean, because this is on your side. I mean, this is the breakup card and the divorce card, and it is on your side. So it could be that you're thinking of a separation, or maybe you're just afraid that this is what is going to happen. I just feel like, you know, you are deeply in love with somebody. I mean, I see that here. You feel like they are the one. And it could be that maybe you're worried about a breakup, or you're contemplating a breakup or a divorce. But I mean, you have the High Priestess, and this is a repeating energy for you because you did have her in the first part of the reading, which is saying you kind of, you know, watch the signs. There are a lot of signs for you as far as what you should do. Is this person worth waiting for? Is it ever really going to happen? Are they the right person for you? There are a lot of signs for you to figure this out. Because I mean, seeing this card here, I feel like for some of you, you're thinking of possibly moving in a different direction, and that could be that that's what I was seeing in the first part of the reading when you had this card, the Seven of Coins, which, like I said, I felt like somebody was weighing their options, trying to decide yes or no, either because maybe they don't know if they want to be with you, or maybe there's someone else. But again, I mean, this is on your side, so it could be that, you know, you are the one that's possibly contemplating this breakup. But if you don't know if you're supposed to do that, there are a lot of signs for you with the High Priestess being here to tell you, and also your intuition. Is this person truly that, you know, the one? Is this the person that you're truly meant to be with? Now, interesting enough, you have another repeating card on your side, the Ten of Pentacles, which does represent marriage and children and stability. And you had this also in the first part of the reading, except that it's on your side now. I also just feel like it is your time. It is your time for a significant relationship. Because you also had the Lovers in the first part of the reading. I mean, and you start off with the soulmate energy, and then the last card is a marriage card. I feel like it's time for you to have, you know, a significant relationship. And for some of you, you know, somebody could be leading you on. Somebody could be leading you on. Maybe you're not getting exactly what you want, because I feel like you know what you want. But yet, I mean, I see love, yet I see a breakup. Or possibly, you know, something painful. And you did have the Five of Cups in the first part of the reading. So I feel like there are a lot of signs to show you. I mean, I still get the feeling that for some of you, there's something that probably has to be worked out with if you're struggling in a current relationship. I feel like you know that this person is the one, and there's a lot of signs, and I still see this ending in a positive way, but I still feel like there's something a little bit off here, where like somebody is hurting, or someone could get hurt with the Three of Swords. You do have the Sun as your main energy, and the Sun does mean there's going to be a positive outcome. That's why I feel like even if there is, you know, some questions, like I don't know if I should be with this person, am I doing the right thing, should I wait for them, there's positive energy around your love life for March. This is a positive outcome. You could be waiting for someone to make a decision. There's going to be a positive outcome. Okay, now moving on to your partner's reading. Now what I see here is the Wheel, the Four of Swords, the Moon, and Justice. Justice is here 2 times from this deck, but then I pulled it as the main energy from this deck, which is interesting. So, you know, I feel like your partner, just kind of going with the first energy here, your partner does want change in the relationship. So if you feel like your partner doesn't care, or if you feel like, you know, they're never going to come around, there's never going to be any change in this relationship, we're never going to move to the next level. I always get questions about that in private readings. I feel like your partner does want movement. They do want movement, but there's something a little weird going on this side of the reading. It could be that your partner doesn't know what they want yet. I mean, you have the Four of Swords, which is this energy of kind of like, leave me alone for a minute while I figure things out. Not only that, but you have the Moon. And the moon is a major arcana. That does mean that somebody is confused. So I see confusion on the side of your partner here. I mean, I see confusion here, and I see this energy of like perhaps somebody needing some space, needing to figure things out. They do want movement. They do want to see a change in your relationship. And you know, I feel like if this person has let you down, there is a like crystal clear message here that this person is making things up to you. Double message. This has not happened at all in any of the readings I've done where there's been a repeating energy from either side and then popped up from this other deck, which only has 12 cards, the 12 major arcanas. There's a strong energy of a partner, whether you know they are an air sign or not, because you did have that in the first part of the reading. I see somebody apologizing to you here, someone that you are interested in. So it could be your partner that you're in a relationship with, that you're married to, sorry, or it could be an ex. I just see an apology here. I see that your partner is trying to make things up to you, and it could be that, you know, they're trying to make things up to you because they were confused, because they didn't know, you know, as quickly maybe as you knew, that maybe you knew exactly what you wanted from the person and from the relationship, and maybe they didn't know. And that could very well be what I'm seeing over here, you know, starting off with the Two of Cups, which is energy of like, you know, this is the one, this is my life partner, my soulmate. Yet, you know, very painful energy here from the Three of Swords. And like I said, I felt because it is on your side that you could be thinking of calling things off. And it could very well be, you know, that's why you had this card repeat itself in the first part of the reading, where somebody is refusing to let go. So it could be that you've been dealing with, you know, a partner where there's been a lot of confusion because they don't know exactly what they want from the relationship. I mean, seeing the Four of Swords and the Moon, a very strong message of confusion, like, let me figure things out. I feel like, you know, the ultimate message is they do want movement. They do want to see your relationship move to the next level, or they want to see a much healthier phase in the relationship or in the marriage. But this is, you know, kind of like a red flag of they may need some space to figure things out. They may not know yet. They may not know how they feel. I just feel, again, with the Moon, this is also a message that things with your partner, they may not be crystal clear. I mean, with the Moon, this is usually things are not, something has not been revealed yet. Things are not what they seem. So it could also be for those of you where you have broken up. Maybe that's why you have this energy from the Three of Swords, where you did go through a breakup or a divorce. You may not know what was really going on with the Moon. I mean, with the Moon, again, there's always, you know, something kind of hidden behind the scenes. And it could be that you don't understand, you know, why they left or why they didn't know. Strong message here of somebody trying to make things up to you. Strong message of an apology, which, like I said, it could be from a current partner where you're not exactly on the same page. And I think out of all the readings I've done, this is probably the strongest message I've received, that maybe you and your partner are not on the same page. I mean, you've got the Three of Swords on this side, and they've got the Four of Swords. You've got the Sun, and your partner has the Moon. So I feel like you're not on the same page. And I feel like this is probably why you had the Five of Cups on your side of the reading, you know. And I felt like, when I saw it, I felt like, here it is, like somebody is hurting in this relationship. Somebody is just, this is just being just really disappointed in somebody. Like somebody has let you down. And it could be that they've let you down because, you know, they're holding back from you. They don't know exactly how they feel, or they don't know exactly if they want to move to the next level. Maybe they don't know if they want marriage. I mean, the Sun is telling you, just kind of summing things up, the Sun is telling you, no matter what it is you're going through, your own situation, there's going to be a positive outcome. The most positive card. And it could be that, you know, that outcome is an apology. But it's also, this is your partner trying to make things up to you. So I see a lot of things going on for you in the month of March. You know, I feel like, again, strong message of like, you know who you want, you know what you want. It is a time for you to be getting back, you know, a significant relationship, because you did have, you know, the Lovers card. You started off with the Ten of Cups in the first part of the reading, And then you had, I mean, here they are. You had the Lover's card as well. You had these two cards. You also had the Ten of Pentacles. There's just a lot of energies of like committed relationships. Here you go. You had the Lovers. You had the Ten of Cups. You had the Ten of Pentacles. And then the Ten of Pentacles repeated itself on your side. So it is, I mean, I feel like for some of you, if you're frustrated because they're not coming through for you, they're not giving you the, you know, the commitment that you want, you're not crazy and you're not asking for too much. It's actually time for you to be in a committed relationship. So if you're fed up with this person that I see here, I feel like you have every right to be fed up. But it just seems like this person just needs a little bit of time to kind of figure out what they want. But I mean, like, whoa, like loud message that they will be coming around and they will be making things up to you. Okay, Sagittarius, this has been your love reading for March 2018. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.